Hi, Eileen Koval here. I am a certified dog behavior consultant from the Las Vegas area and also a certified professional dog trainer. I am in the Corona Riverside area in California right now, presenting a 2-day workshop on snake avoidance without shock or pain or fear. We're just using positive reinforcement techniques that are specifically designed based on the natural behaviors and understanding the perceptions of our dogs and why they go after snakes and what is actually a high value reinforcer and creating the avoidance behavior patterns that we want to see rather than focusing on just stopping a behavior. My techniques have been around for over 4 years now and are used on at least 4 continents that I know of. There are trainers that have been using these successfully for a long time, but it's considered in the US, at least with popular culture, that using shock is the gold standard. But there was a study that was released a few weeks ago, at least when I heard of it, showing that snakes, or not snakes specifically, but animals, dogs going after a lure were only 25% of them were successful when it was taken into a novel environment, and that was done with shock. And they used the shock collars going all the way up to the max. And when they did it in just a training environment, 25% of the dogs washed out because they had already been shocked over 20 times. Then the dogs that were successful, which was only 75%, they took them into a novel environment, and only a third of those were successful at not going after the moving lure. So if we look at all the dogs who had attempted this, in the end, only 25% of them were able to do this in a novel environment, which with snake avoidance, when there's a snake that's slithering in the grass or moving around, we need better than 25%. So they never consulted with any positive reinforcement trainers and had the shock collar trainers attempting to do their own versions of positive reinforcement. But as anyone knows who does actual positive reinforcement training, it's more than just using a treat as a distractor or reinforcing a specific behavior. We're focusing on the emotions and the internal chemical responses that are going on inside the animal when we're teaching new behaviors. And we're also looking at the internal hardwired behaviors our dogs are driven to do, which are involuntary responses to certain stimuli. So I highly encourage you to check out my course, and I'm going to be giving another workshop here in April of next year in California, but I'm happy to do workshops in other areas. I've even gone as far as France to present this. But I have an online course as well. I just highly encourage you to consider positive reinforcement with this and to challenge your own cultural biases about how we approach training, because there's a lot of cultural myths about what works or what doesn't work, and a lot of it's based on misconceptions about how dogs perceive the environment.